You will never hear politicians say that they want you to control your own sovereignty or make your own decisions. They lie when the truth fits better. Today's education system has taught us to rely on the government to fix things for us, and that has led to this crazy, immoral, messed up world that we are living in today. It's gotten so bad that students and citizens have great difficulty defining what a right is, what slavery, sovereignty, and what self-ownership is, and how these concepts all relate to each other. The government fancies itself as the protectors of the Constitution, but instead they're the absolute biggest violators of it. In any authoritarian regime, such as Iran, for example, one guy dictating rules and orders that a population of about 90 million people have to live under, with the military imposing it on them by force, is bad enough. Now look at the USA. Having a handful of politicians doing the same thing to a population of about 330 million people, with the state imposing it upon us by force, is that really any different or better? And yet they say we live in a free country. Should any one person or group of people decide for everybody else how things should work? If the government works for us, like they say they do we get to define the rules and orders that they have to live under? Do we get to issue their paychecks to them, tax them, and take Social Security from them without their consent? Who is working for who again? We're supposed to believe that they are representing us and doing all of these wonderful things while they extort money from us, use it fraudulently, and use threats backed by violence to carry out their own orders. But it's all given a pass because, after all, who's going to take care of the roads? Their immoral actions are excused because they are the government, which is just a body of individuals that can do whatever they want. After all, it's more important to them to arrest an X amount of people a day in order to meet their quotas than it is to respect the rights of everyday people, a policy that was put into place by Republicans. Have our representatives ever asked us who in particular we would like to have arrested and deported? The inherent problem here is statism, the belief that certain individuals have the imaginary right to rule over you and tell you what laws that you have to live under, believing in the authority of government, that a group of individuals have the right to do whatever they want without repercussion. They issue restrictions that sound so good to themselves that they have to become mandatory for everyone else to live under. If you want restrictions on any other person's freedoms and believe in taxation of any kind, then you are pro-slavery. On the contrary, if you want no restrictions on anybody else and don't believe in taxation, then you want to end slavery. There is no in-between. We've been conditioned to think that freedom is chaos. We've been conditioned to believe that we just need the right guy in office in order to give us back our freedom that the previous guy took away from us. We've also been conditioned to think that the government is society, as if society would not work without it. It's like saying that society would not work without slavery. I'm not saying that everybody should drop what they're doing and completely fall in line with everything that I'm saying at this moment. This is about being aware of the philosophical understanding that we are born free and should not put the shackles on ourselves by being beholden to any one of these crooks from either party by voting for them. Today's Republican Party is the lesser of the two evils. Anybody with a brain can see that. But that does not mean that you should support them by voting for them when they are just as responsible for the damage to our country as the Democrats are. I mean, look, aside from a few dangerous illegals being deported or caged, and the stupid LGBTQ nonsense dying down a little, and gas going down a few cents nationally on average, what actually has gotten better since the Republicans have had control of the House, the Senate, and the White House? Their big thing is deporting those scary illegals. Now keep in mind, being deported just means to move somebody from one area of dirt to another. Nothing about the actual problem gets resolved. Prices haven't gone down. Inflation hasn't gone down. Taxes haven't gone down. No accountability or justice for any of the COVID people like Fauci or these state governors for what they did to their own people during that whole fiasco. The US military continues their terrorizing all over the world. Trump just does any stupid thing that comes to his mind. Tariffs on China and Mexico. And then again, what has that done for us? What has been the result of that? Nothing good. And there was so much hope and fanfare after the 2024 election. When it all comes down to it, all politicians of both parties are the same. They're driven by the same things: money, power, greed, and influence over your life. Look at politics from an outside perspective. Come to terms with the fact that it's just a big show that they put on to keep the two sides bickering and divided and arguing over the same things which never get resolved, which in turn leads to the population being easier to control, which is exactly what they want. I guess it's better late than never to learn this lesson. So I'd say stop looking for a political solution and instead look inward to ourselves to be the change that is needed, a term called volunteerism. And I've talked more about the specifics of that in my other videos. Government has never fixed itself in the past, nor will it ever in the future. There never has been a political solution, and there never will be.